You ever have that feeling in your business where you're just spinning your wheels? I mean, you're putting in the hours, you're working hard, but that real progress you're chasing just feels like it's always one step away. Well, today, we're going to dig into a coaching method that's all about breaking through that kind of fog. We're going to unpack how you can go from confusion to clarity and how that clarity becomes the fuel for real, consistent action. So let's get into it.
You know, just about every entrepreneur gets to this point. It's like a crossroads. That initial spark starts to fade, the path forward gets a little hazy, and you're just not sure what the next right move is. It's this frustrating hunt for momentum. And it's a story we heard from a business owner right in Ventura, California, who had pretty much given up on coaching. He felt it was too expensive and just didn't connect with the reality of having a family. He was completely stuck, and he knew he needed a totally different kind of support.
So this really boils down to a core question, doesn't it? Are you looking for a way to just think more clearly through all the noise, to have conversations that actually lead somewhere, that have some real impact? And, at the end of the day, to get better results? Because these things aren't just wishes, they're skills. And that's really the bedrock of the whole approach we're looking at today. Now, this kind of practical coaching, it's not some one-size-fits-all thing. It's specifically for entrepreneurs who need advice they can actually use this week, not some theory for next year. It's for business owners who get that momentum doesn't just happen by accident. It comes directly from being clear. And yeah, it's for sales pros who know deep down that stronger communication is the absolute fastest way to get better follow-through and, of course, bigger results.
Okay, so if that's the problem, what's the path forward? Let's take a look at the solution laid out here, a really specific, practical way of looking at business coaching that's all about principles, not platitudes.
The whole philosophy is built on this simple but really powerful chain reaction. See, clear thinking, that's the starting block. It's what lets you have better, more focused communication. And when your communication is on point, it directly leads to real, measurable progress. Each piece builds right on top of the last, and before you know it, you've got this incredible, self-reinforcing cycle going. And with any great system, there's got to be a guide, right? The person behind this practical coaching method we're talking about is Gabriel Olguin. He's a coach based right down the road in Oxnard, California, and he's totally dedicated to helping people find that clarity and build momentum that actually lasts.
So Gabriel's been doing this for a while. He started coaching professionals way back in 2004 and has worked with some big, globally recognized organizations. But his focus has always stayed laser sharp on those core things, helping people get crystal clear, communicate better, and build that consistent momentum that really changes a business.
All right, so we get the philosophy, we know the guide. Now let's talk about the how. How does this actually work? Because this isn't just theory. It's all built around a super structured weekly session that is designed from the ground up to create real forward movement.
Just think about it. What if you had one protected hour every single week to work on your business instead of just getting buried in it? That's the whole idea here. It's a consistent, reliable appointment with your own progress. It happens on Zoom, so it's accessible, and it creates this rhythm of accountability and growth week after week.
Every single session is this carefully built hour designed for maximum impact. You start with wins, and that's not just about feeling good. It's about figuring out what's working so you can do more of it. Then you dive right into problem solving, tackling your biggest roadblocks right then and there. After that, you get some targeted training to build your skills, and this is crucial. You leave with clear, actionable commitments for the next 7 days, so you're always moving forward.
This quote really just sums it all up perfectly. This is not a lecture hall. Think of it like a workshop. It's a hands-on, practical place where the only goal is to help you get unstuck, sharpen your skills, and build that real lasting momentum we've been talking about.
Look, any system can sound good on paper, but the real question is, does it actually get results for real people? So let's hear from some folks who've been through it. How did all these ideas actually translate into progress for their businesses?
The feedback speaks for itself. We're talking dozens of 5-star reviews on Google. But let's go beyond just the numbers and get back to that specific story we mentioned at the beginning.
This one comes right from that client in Ventura. He said, and I quote, "I had given up on coaching. Then I met Gabriel. The clarity was immediate." I mean, just imagine that. For someone who was already skeptical, the impact wasn't a slow burn. It was an instant, fundamental shift in how he saw and approached his entire business.
And this next one, it connects all the dots perfectly. The coaching helped improve specific skills, right? Communication and decision-making. And what happened? That directly led to a tangible outcome, a real difference in his results. This is all about building skills that show up on the bottom line.
And if you had to boil this whole thing down to one sentence, this is probably it. Practical, honest, and it actually works. No fluff, no buzzwords, just a straight-up focus on what gets you real progress.
Okay, so if these ideas, clarity, communication, commitment, if they're resonating with you, you might be wondering what's next. Let's talk about how you can actually get started on your own path to building momentum.
So, there are two really clear paths to get started. If you want to jump in and feel that group energy and see the 4 pillars in action, you can join the weekly call. But hey, if your situation needs a deeper dive, some more one-on-one support, you can book a private coaching conversation. It's all about picking the starting point that feels right for you.
So if you're ready to connect, you can find everything at CoachGabrielOlguin.com. You can also look up GO Coaching on his Google business profile, or even just call or shoot him a text. And if you want to dig into these ideas a little more, for sure, check out the Coach Gabriel Olguin YouTube channel and his podcast for more great content.
And we'll just end on this one thought. Forget about next quarter or even next year. Just think about this week. What could one single hour, totally dedicated to getting you real clarity, do for your business and for your momentum right now? That's a powerful question, and definitely one worth thinking about.